Yo, what's going on, guys? My name is Jayth. I'm a professional zero build player for PSG TNA, and you are watching the first episode of Zero Builds Zero. I'm one of the top players, one of the top zero build players in the entire game. You can take a look at all of my competitive achievements for zero build, as well as check out It's video where he ranked me #1 in the world. And that obviously means I'm the best. Now, in this new series, I'm going to be going through my zero build tournament games one by one, and I'm going to be doing an in-depth analysis through the creative perspective to really give you guys a good understanding of how these games work, what I'm thinking in my head, how to play them, get you prepared for DreamHack, and get you prepared for making your first earnings on the Saturday Victory Cash Cups. For the first video, I'm going to be going through the first Victory Cash Cup I played. I think I missed the first 2 weekends because I was in Paris and then I was at DreamHack, but then I queued up with Kiwi and Milks. We qualified with 178 points, and then we went on to win 1 game in finals. We were only able to play 2 games because we had a PC crash, but this is the game I'm going to review. And in the following week, we actually won 2 out of 2 games, and we didn't have time to queue our 3rd game. But I obviously know what I'm talking about. I have a pretty high success rate at this point for winning games in finals. So let me try to help you guys out, and let's get right on into the video. Also, while we load into this game, don't forget to check out my other socials down below. Drop a like on the video. It really helps me out, really helps the channel out. Yeah, so thanks. Also, I stream all my tournaments on Twitch, so definitely come watch me live, and I play scrims all throughout the week. All right, so we land Anvil, and we were conned off spawn by Campy, Twitch Rectro, and Sparks the Maid. No idea who those guys are, no ego. But I'm not going to go too much through our off spawn strats because I don't want anyone to come in and contest us. I don't want anyone to really know how we play this. But basically, you know, we played height. We knocked 1. Milks popped off, knocked 2. I came in for the help. A little bit of patience to show that even the top players like myself will do this in these games or in these finals lobbies. If you lose once, you know, that's it. You've lost your game. So I know this guy's here. I'm just going to take my time. I'm just going to sit here, hold this right hand. I'm commenting to my teammates. He's right on me. And I'm just going to wait. There's no point in having to reboot and then coming and getting cleaned up by another team. Might as well just wait for your boys. And now that I'm in, we can just triple team him. And there's that. Now let's talk about what we carry for loot and what the ideal loadout is in zero build. So for me, it's always a red eye unless you have a pulse. AR guaranteed red eye. Shotguns are a little bit interchangeable. I actually do like rocking the Maven unless I find a purple, gold, or mythic Havoc pump. And for the other 2 slots is going to be splashes, heals, or kegs. Most of the time splashes is better. Or of course, if you have the mythic slurps, those are the best heals in the game. You're always going to want to run that. For utility, you either have bubbles or portaforts, and for mobility, you have the ODM gear or the katana. Personally, I think the katana is the better weapon or the better mobility item to run, unless you're in your first game of opens and you're W keying. The ODM gear can get you around the map faster to get more kills, but for any higher level game like a finals, definitely would run the katana. Now, let's check out my teammates' loadout. Pretty much the same, except we haven't found utility for Milks yet. He would be holding ports or bubbles. And Kiwi has got the same loadout as I do, except for the katana. He couldn't find one, I guess. And I'd say 4 bubbles, 2 ports is probably the way to go, but 4 ports and 2 bubbles is just as good. Now, let's talk about zones really quick. So for this zone here, there is a chance that it will pull back to Anvil, but there's a tendency for zones to pull in the direction that they're leaning or like shadowing, and this is kind of basic Fortnite. They also changed how the zones work not too long ago, and I found that this actually happens more often than not. So you'll see here that there's, you know, this small gap on the left side. It's pulling a lot into the water. Chances are the next zone is going to be something like this on this side of the map. But there is always the chance it can pull back for a big zone like this. So what we're going to do is we're just going to stick around in Anvil. We're going to we actually clear some buildings, clear some trees, just in case it does pull the castle. We have a better vision line on everyone that's pushing into us. So let me skip ahead and show the zones. Okay, now that we've seen this next zone pull, this is kind of what I'm talking about here. You notice it pulls directly, like, it pulls almost as far as it did into the ocean before, with this small gap on the left, bigger gap on the right. In my head, that means, okay, it's going to continue to pull to the right side. Let me just pull up fortnite.gg really quick, and I can show you guys a better example of what I mean by that. Turn off the location names, get this out of the way. So if someone's not understanding this, if the zone pulls like this, okay, it would never pull like that. But if it pulls something like this as a first zone, maybe it would be bigger, or even a third zone, chances are the next zone is going to pull something like this. And when you see the edges touch or get really close from zone to zone, even if it was maybe something like here, then chances are the next zone is probably going to be something like this. So it tends to keep pulling in one direction, and you can kind of apply that anywhere. Even if it's somewhere kind of central where the next zone is like this, then, you know, you'll see a pattern with the zone pulls. So if you're playing a position like here, chances are it's not going to pull back, it's going to pull up. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope I explained that well. So now getting back to our game here, once we realize this, that Anvil has a pretty low chance of pulling here, we're going to go ahead and just leave. And now that we've decided to leave, we even decide that this cash is not even worth it. Because it's finals and it's just the win, position is going to be everything here. We're going to dilly-dally just a little bit on this rotate. But we're making sure that we have a lot of info. We want to see if there's any teams kind of close by, always checking the hills. And then we're just going to play in this house. And once again, because the format is win only, there's no point to play a hill right now and to look for kills. You're just going to waste ammo. We have what we need to win the game. Milk's actually got his ports, and he's got katana now. So we're fully stacked. We don't need anything. Now, if we skip ahead to this next zone, and my prediction was correct from the zones prior, you know, we're still in zone here in this shack that we were in, but, you know, we're surrounded by hills. This is going to be a very hard rotate later on in the game, and even though we have to rotate through these two mountains to get to houses or something like that, which is obviously what we want to play to avoid using porta bunkers early, we're going to use this ridge line here, and this team, we hear them shooting. We know that this team got pushed off of the hill. So we can use this ridge line. We're just going to hug it. You'll see me come over. Instead of going this way, you'll see me come this way first and then over, just to avoid being seen. If we had to, we could have katana'd across this little opening, but we don't. And now once we get to this open field, because they're going to start to have vision lines on us, that is when we just get to the trees with our mobility, and from here we're good. So now we'll just go ahead, clear the building as a team. We're running together with shotguns out. We are aware of the fact that there could be someone camping in there. It's very important, as you'll see coming up. And we're just going to sit in the building. Now, next zone pulls. This one actually does pull back. And this house is a little bit more in zone than this one. So we'll just come over here and play this house. And we'll find ourselves just sitting in these rafters. Camp in the building. Once again, we don't need kills. We don't need anything. We just play for the win. Now, 63 up in zero build is actually pretty stacked. However, there aren't any other pros besides us in this lobby that I could find. So that's pretty good luck that we're the only pro team. And, you know, I don't really have to go back for this, but somebody pretty much just came running through the door and we just triple pumped them. And now we're starting to stack up on loot here. I'm even going to peek this door, get these guys out. We're going to kill him pretty easily. And you're going to see that his teammate has nowhere to go. He also probably wants this loot. So he's going to come back in, start messing around with right-hand peeks. I don't know why he's doing that. Nice. So now we're really stacking up on the loot, and you're going to see me drop some items. I'm going to upgrade my katana, upgrade my red dot. I'm even going to grab these splashes. So now we've got 18 splashes stacked up in our building, and players are going to continue to come on and walk through this door. And we hear these guys on the roof, but there's no reason to do anything about them when we're just playing for the win. And they go up and leave anyway, so put it back in 4 times here. Luckily, we pull some zones. But if we hadn't pulled these zones, we're so stacked anyway that we would have been fine. We could have katana to zone and porta-forted. Would have been all good. This guy comes crawling in. More loot. Delivery. Triple pumped him. This guy's going to come running in. I mean, it's just like loot delivery system. Thank you. More splashes. Some pizza. Little mythic gun right there. And we just chill. We're just back up in our little rooftop. Now, moving zone is going to go up this way. And we know how many heals we have. And when it's moving zone in 0 builds, this is when everyone uses all of their utility to rotate. And that is because, you know, unless you're in a bubble or unless you're in a porta-fort, it's a very chaotic. People are lots of solos, lots of duos, lots of people making desperate plays. So if you can avoid being in the chaos for rotating zones in 0 build, that is going to be everything. Now, I don't know what this team's thought process is, but he's going to take a little bit of a look inside here and look what he finds. We're going to take out 2 of them. So there goes his chance of making money. And now what we do here is we're just going to shoot everyone in the back. And I'm even saying to them that we want to try to just target teams of 3 and take out one of them. Because we just are trying to cause, you know, when we finally get to zone, we want it to be as many solos and duos as we can. And that's what we actually end up doing. We get a bunch of knocks. People are going to start kataning up into the air. And it's actually a pretty good system. You know, myself and Milks are shooting people with a red dot from the back. They would never expect to block their back here. Kiwi is just transferring all the splashes and splashing us while we just start shooting people. People are going to start going up in the air. We're just beaming them. We're getting them really low. Cracking all their shields, and now they're coming down and fighting. Now, this team was probably our biggest competition. And by the time we finally get to zone here, I mean, this is just the freest win that you could ever ask for. I'm going to calm to just bubble, full splash. Let's get back to full health here. And now we're just fully grouped. Like, he's coming into a bubble of a full trio. That's an easy kill. This guy's going to be an easy kill. And the last guy is in a 3v1. No matter what he does here, he can't win this. And that's it. That is one of the freest wins that we've ever had in finals. But we do make it look really easy. But you have to understand that these beginning rotates really set us up to be in a great spot. We could have played edge, but we always decided to get as further in as we can and to be the first one in a certain area in these houses, holding them down. So before I end the video, I'm going to show you guys the POV of us winning. You can hear our comms and all that stuff. It'll be really quick. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and, you know, make sure to comment if you want more of these. If you want me to keep reviewing these 0 build games, make sure to like, sub, check out my other socials, all that good stuff. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Look at this team. They bunked. Break in the door, break the door, break the door. Dead. How many more do we have? Cracked. We should go after this ball. Bang. Go front side, okay? Bubbling right side. Grip on me, grip on me. Dead. Pick up. On hill. Blast. Or two more. I have storm sickness. Nice, bro. Let's fucking go. We're crazy.